What's up, guys? It's Matchbox Madness, and I am back today with a Hot Wheels Super Treasure Hunt review. Today, we are taking a look at the 2017 Camaro ZL1. I believe this was part of the 2018 Hot Wheels H-Case. It's either the G or H-Case Super. I can't remember exactly which. But anyways, I ended up pulling this at the Target Collectors event, the first ever Target Collectors event held at Target. I was very happy to see this Super. I think it looks very good. Let's go ahead and take a look at it here today. We have the regular version, obviously, to compare it to. For the regular card, obviously, you can see it's part of the Muscle Mania series. It's collectors, or series number 1 of 10. Collectors number 188 of 365. We got the 50th Hot Wheels 50th anniversary packaging and logo on there. Very cool to see that. You can see nothing really on the back since it's not a new model. Supers typically aren't new models. Obviously, there's the occasional exception to that rule. But only new models get those little descriptions on the back. So we have two versions of this, the Super and the regular. Let's start by opening up the regular. This was a new model back in 2017, so just a year ago. I think out of the three, we've seen a red, a blue, and a green. The red looks very good. I think the green is probably my second favorite, and then it goes to blue. Once I get the Super out, I'll know for sure if I like green or red better. The red looks very nice, but I like the green too. It looks very stock. The blue didn't quite work for me on the Camaro. It just didn't look realistic. So there we are. There is our Camaro Super Treasure Hunt. The deed is done. Obviously, you get the Super logo on the Super card, and as you can see, there's a slight difference between the two cars on the packaging. So it's not just the car that's different, the car on the packaging is different as well, which is very, very good to see. Makes it a little easier to identify. The Camaro is a pretty easy one to see on cards. Sometimes Supers are kind of hard to tell. Sometimes the Supers look a lot like the regulars. This obviously isn't the case. You can see that Spectra Flame Green is working really good for the Super. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at the regular version first. On the regular version, we get no headlights, which is a bit unfortunate. We do get some nice side deco. So yeah, just really stripes on the side. We get no hood or roof tampos, no taillights. That's very disappointing. I think the Camaro looks a lot better when it has taillights and headlights. I'd really like to see it on this car. I think it looks a little dull and blank without it. I don't think it gives the car a lot of kind of personality. I feel like when you add those headlights, the car gets a lot more personality and soul in it. A little disappointed not to see that. The wheel choice is okay. I'm not a big fan of these kind of blank wheels. I don't like the black wheels with the silver outlining on this car. Not a big fan of that. Not a big fan of this release of the Camaro, so I think the red's better in terms of mainline. When it comes to the Super, I think the Super is a massive, massive improvement. First off, that Spectra Flame Green is working very, very, very well for me. That regular green, it's kind of dull. It's not quite a neon green. It's not quite a dark green. It's like a weird in between. It's just dull. I know I'm not a big fan of that color, but this Spectra Flame Green is absolutely fantastic. I dig it. We do get that side striping. Again, no headlights and no taillights, which is disappointing, especially on a Super. But we do get a hood tampo, which I think helps a lot. I think, again, like I said, I felt like the main line's lacking some personality. I think the Super gains some personality back with that hood tampo there. The black striping works very well with this Spectra Flame Green. As for the wheels, the real riders look a lot better with those 5-spoke, those plastic wheels, those 2-piece wheels. They look very, very good, especially with the silver rims. I didn't like these wheels because they just don't go well with that lime green. But with a darker, shinier green, I think they work perfectly. I think it looks great. I think it's fantastically executed. I think it's a great wheel choice. Usually I feel like a lot of times the regular and the Super are somewhat similar. They're somewhat comparable. They're at least decent together. But this is the one occasion where I feel like the regular version of a car is absolutely destroyed by the Super. The Super is usually better, but the regular version of a Super is usually at least decent. This is not the case. I really am not a fan of that green, is what I'm realizing on the regular version. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. But when it comes to the Super, I think it definitely jumps the car up to 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. I'm personally a big fan, not a big fan of Camaros in real life, but I do like Hot Wheels Camaros. This is one of the better super treasure hunts on my collection. There's a few I'd put on the list before it, but I also don't own a lot of supers, which is something to consider. I say it's a top 10 super, but I have like 16 supers in my collection. So in reality, it's really only ahead of 6 or 7 cars for me. It's a middle of the pack super. It's good to see a Camaro super this year. I'm glad they haven't gone overkill with it, but I'm very happy with this one. Definitely adding to the collection. Super happy to have it. So that's all for now, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.